Top of the morning, the afternoon, and the evening to you. I am your host, and Mo, and welcome to Late Night Shift. It's a Late Night Shift live, dog, and we talking post Super Bowl rectification, whatever you want to call it. This was a good Super Bowl, in my humble opinion. And the halftime show, well, that's a whole nother situation. Now we could start out by talking about all the glazing that was done by this very average and mid Super Bowl performance by Kendrick Lamar. But I think it would only be appropriate that we start off with the Super Bowl itself. Now, if you're watching this if you were asleep under a rock somewhere, you missed the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles literally ripped the buttholes out of the Kansas City Chiefs. It is what it is. I don't. I'm not here to. I invited my boy on here. He's not hopped in the back of the. He's not hopped in here yet, but he's a born and bred Kansas City guy. Hugest fan. One of the hugest fans I know. He's been to the parade. You know, he called it. They were going to go to the Super Bowl. They were going to repeat all of those things. I just want to know how he feeling. But if he doesn't, I got my own thoughts and we can keep it pushing. He may truly be crying in a car somewhere for all I know. I don't know. But to the victor goes the spoils. I am admittedly a Cowboys fan. But I got to give my props to the Philadelphia Eagles because they did what winners do. They did what we haven't been able to do thus far. So my hats go off to them. I got to show love. I ain't mad, dog. You know what I'm saying? Now, so let me go back. Let me backtrack here. The biggest reason that I don't want the Kansas City Chiefs to ever win another Super Bowl is because my partner, who may or may not be coming on here, we made a bet. Oh, I'd say 3 years ago. So this is before they won the second one or after they won the second one. I believe it was before. We made a bet, $500 bet, that the Kansas City Chiefs or Patrick Mahomes specifically would not win 5 Super Bowls. My thought process is this is a game of attrition. This is a very hard game. Even the GOAT Tom Brady missed the season when, before they changed all the rules to make sure that you couldn't touch the quarterback. You could thank Tom Brady for that. He went out with the ACL injury. And the league has not been the same since. So with my understanding of what I believe to be football is one of the hardest sports in the world, I believe that the Kansas City Chiefs would not, in fact, win 5 Super Bowls, or Patrick Mahomes wouldn't win 5 Super Bowls. So I gleefully made a bet that I was sure I wouldn't lose to my partner. And then they won 2 in a row. And then that sphincter got a little tight. So I was really hoping and praying, not really praying. I never prayed against the Chiefs or for the Eagles that they would win, that the Eagles would win and the Chiefs would. I don't like the Eagles. But at the end of the day, I don't want to contribute $500 to his savings. You know what I'm saying? And he's got a lot of football left. But I get to survive for one more year. So we'll move on because I really am not going to be on here long tonight. But, we can get into the Super Bowl halftime show. So getting into the Super Bowl halftime show, and if anybody on here has any thoughts concerning the Super Bowl, please chime in. Please hit the chat, hit the like, hit the comment, all of those good things. But in my humble opinion, I think this was by far no gaslighting, no false belief system. I believe this was the worst halftime Super Bowl performance of all time. I am so sick of black people making it seem like doing it for the culture is this thing. You know how many black people that performed at the Super Bowl? You know how many grew up in the hood? I don't care about him being from Compton. I don't care about the Drake beef. What people will never talk about is the fact that this is all something he should thank Drake for. Because without Drake, entering into this beef, if he would have ignored you, I don't even think we would be having this debate right now, or we would be watching him give us this horrible performance. Hindsight, I bet you wish you had Lil Wayne now, with that motorcycle sounding voice, with the you put the can on the back of the tire. Yeah, that's how he sounds now. I would have rather watched Wayne. I would have loved to hear Carter 1, Carter 2 bops than watch that performance. And this is coming from a guy who admittedly said, I am not a huge Kendrick Lamar fan, but I like GNX. We could have done without that. And all the people who act like we have to glaze everything that Kendrick Lamar does because his mind is something we've never seen. It's an alien mind. And we would just like to hope that we can understand a little bit deeper what he's on. I just don't got time for that no more. When GNX first dropped, I remember, because I was at work. I listened to it. Like I said, I said this last night. I listened all the way through. It was about 2 songs that I liked, and then I was off of it. I went back literally about 4 days ago, 3-4 days ago, and I re-listened to the album. And I actually, well, no, it was actually longer than that. It's been a couple weeks. I texted my partner and I said, were we incredibly wrong about the GNX album? And he said, no, it's the worst piece of music ever. I stand by it. I hate Kendrick. He was going nuts, not gonna lie. But I gotta admit, I was wrong. I really, 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 really like the album. I'm not calling it a classic. I do think it's, and not because I don't think that it's not a classic. I just don't. I'm not finna classify it a classic because I'm just not. That's not the argument here. I think this is one of his top 3 albums easily. But what I will continue to say, the love that you have, Kendrick Lamar, for Tupacalypse, for Machiavelli, it's borderline obsessive. And I think you should take a step back. Making a song, I mean, first of all, you made an album where you had a 20-minute conversation with him. I thought that was weird. Then you followed that up by giving us this reincarnated song where you're trying to rap like him. And Tupac ain't that transcendent, my guy. And that's just what it is. So let me double check real quick just to see if he hopping on. Well, I'm trying to get him to come on. We're gonna see. I think I sent them the right link. Unless let me see. Did I send him the right one? I believe I did. But anyway, what can I say, man? Chiefs, you got next year, man. You know what I'm saying? Although it's loud in this party, I'm gonna step out. Okay, bet. Yo, okay, we got my boy. You know, we got my boy. He say he hopping on. He in a party. I'm sure that it ain't that loud because they can't be celebrating. Because I know if it's him, it's a very all Kansas City Chiefs fan type of setup. So I just want to get some rapid reaction from my boy to see how he feeling. You know what I'm saying? I do want to get into what he thinks about the Super Bowl. Like I said, moving forward, this will be something that will be segmented, all of the whole 9. But for now, I'm enjoying going live. And once I get everything set up, we will go. Yeah, they got a big beating. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a good night for me. I feel amazing because I can't wait to hear what this Drake album, this Drake Party Next Door thing is gonna sound like on Friday. I got a couple thoughts swirling through my head, and I don't want to say everything at once. For the love of everything holy, did we ever get proof? It's like, oh, it's cute that that Kendrick gets to look into the camera, say, Drake, I heard you like I'm young and all that. That's all cute. It's all real cutesy, real demure. Well, it's not demure, actually. But I guess I'm just wondering, have we still got any proof that this man is in any way some type of molester or some lover of ultra young women? Are there any real charges to ever be brought against this man? That's what I'm wondering. Because if it's not, this whole thing is a facade. Like I just seen on Threads, they have Tom Brady and Snoop Dogg having a commercial about, hey, stop the hate. And the whole premise of his music for the last year has been hate towards Drake. Can we just stop the cap for a second here? But that's the world that we live in as Black Americans too. Yeah. We like to cap about what we stand for. You know, like I talked about a couple nights ago, the whole DEI thing, all that stuff is like, it's a farce. We go for example, Issa Rae saying something like, I'm rooting for everything Black. Nothing wrong with that. But what comes along with rooting for everything Black? What comes along with it? Not just saying, go you. We support you. Go, we love you so much. No, it's more to it than that. Do you patron their business? Will you tell somebody else about it? Or is it just, you know, it's all words. It's not really no deeds. So at the end of the day, come on now, because I'm ready. I just wanted to get on here and say, I'm not an Eagles fan, but shout out to the Eagles. I ain't trying to pay nobody no large lump sum of money no time soon. It is what it is, though. Now, what I will say, because this goes into a whole nother topic here. For all of you delusional Cowboy fans, and I am, in fact, a Cowboys fan. Not a delusional one, but a Cowboys fan nonetheless. How do we feel that a rookie quarterback for the Washington Commanders, first year in the league, goes to the NFC Championship? And who do they play against? Oh, another team from the NFC East. So two out of the four teams, only two teams can play, I know. But 2 out of the 4 teams, or the ones from your division, are representing to go to the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts has been to how many Super Bowls? Oh, okay. Dak Prescott has been to how many NFC championships? Stop the cap. Stop the cap. So at the end of the day, I just want y'all to just know what is going on here. Then on top of that, we trade Luka. Anthony Davis gets hurt off non-contact. The Spirit punched him in the chest, punched him in the stomach. Now we got to watch Gilly dance around drunk for the next year, celebrating. It's actually quite pathetic. I just want to let y'all know. It's actually quite pathetic. But I'm in everybody's inbox. I'm commenting. Because the Eagles, well, not even as much about that. It's not as much about the Eagles. They did what they were supposed to do. Shout out, much love to them. But as far as the whole Kendrick Lamar thing, I can't even say. So here's my thing. I can't actually really hate on Kendrick Lamar for that bad performance, because for once you actually followed up with a solid album. To Pimp a Butterfly was very regular. I don't care what nobody says. Argue with your mama. That was not a good album. So I'll take Gen X, and I'm good. So I'm not even gonna try to stretch for an hour tonight, y'all. If I don't hear nothing from my boy in the next like minute or two, we're done. I don't have anything else. I see some other people hopped in here, but I don't know. Hey, you know, what are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts? The Super Bowl is over. The Eagles, they did what nobody thought that they would do. You know, Vegas just did enough damage control to make sure that they didn't have to be too large on the payouts, But +1, I knew that. Now, of course, people always say this. I knew the Eagles were going to win. That run game was it. I was shocked that they stopped the run game the way that they did, because normally, just like the last Super Bowl between these two teams, if the Eagles keep running in the second half, they have two championships. They have 3 total, but 2 championships. But they stopped running the ball in the second half. We saw that, and for those of you who actually watch football, then we saw the Kansas City Chiefs run the ball with Pacheco in the second half, and they closed it out. They were down 10 as they normally are. But anyway, yeah. If we don't have anything else, I don't think he hopping on. I think that boy, I don't even know if my boy drink. He might be drinking tonight. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. I ain't even get the text my Dukes to wish her good luck, even though I wasn't rooting for her team, Mama D. But there's no need now. It's okay. Y'all sleep well tonight. Don't fight your sleep. So anyway, let me get back to the Kendrick thing. For anybody who's familiar with this beef, who didn't know that They Not Like Us, which is, I guess, considering the time, one of the biggest diss tracks of all time. You won a Grammy for that, if I'm not mistaken. Who's surprised that he actually performed even some of that song? Anybody? So all of the here's my thing. I just think it's incredibly corny. And you make your content how you make your content. But I just think it's incredibly corny for everybody to be posting, oh, Drake punching the air. Listen, there was no greater sting than everything that you doing a song 4 times, 5 times at your pop out for what was it? What was the holiday? What was the holiday? It was it Juneteenth? Yeah, doing that song 6 times in a stadium full, back to back to back to back to back, with all of your homies, Bloods and Crips on stage. There is no greater sting than that. At this point, who cares if you do it at the Super Bowl in front of a bunch of white people? I really, truly believe Drake is just fine. I mean, do you have to be careful about what you do moving forward with your career? Absolutely. This is just some old black on black type stuff. I don't get to tell Drake that he's not black because his mama white, but his daddy black. That's what y'all be falling for, though. So, anyway, I don't want none, y'all. Y'all be hard headed. Y'all don't be want to tell me who all on here, so I ain't even gonna ask y'all. Y'all real disrespectful. Black people are real disrespectful. But anyway, I don't want nothing. For the sake of this celebration, and I don't have nothing against Patrick Mahomes. He is the greatest quarterback of our generation, and it's not close. We are going to go a long time before we see a quarterback that is as skilled as Patrick Mahomes. Why Kendrick don't like Drake? I'll be honest. I think we could come up with a bunch of different reasons why he actually doesn't like Drake from the beginning. He'll probably say he's not a part of the culture. He bit the culture. He's not purely like a black man to say nigga or whatever. He likes children. A bunch of different little nonsensical things. I think that Kendrick felt very unappreciated as an artist. Even though Drake was one of the first people to really try to put him on. I didn't say put him on. I said try to put him on. When Drake was already an up-and-coming artist, he had the A$AP Rockies, the Kendricks, and somebody else that he actually brought out on tour and said, hey, check these guys out. But what we've seen multiple times is Kendrick take shots at Drake. And I think it's just because, yes, in any industry, whatever, it doesn't matter if you're talking about Rent-A-Spoons, Pencil Break, somebody wants to be the top dog. I think everything that Kendrick has done had nothing to do with the real character integrity of what Drake was on. I just think he thought he was better and he should have more of a spotlight. And that's fine. But I'd rather you say that. Don't sit up here and the good thing is, at least he has an audience that supports him. Shout out to my boy James the drummer. Music saved my life himself. I know more Drake music than Kendrick. He has more mainstream music, I think. I agree. Yes. He has more music that people want to hear. Sorry. You know, the damn album, they said, well, when you listen to it forward, it says something, and when you listen to it backwards, it says another thing. Why do I want to listen to it backwards? That's my question. And not like in reverse order, like, no, not like that. Like actually, like, go to Apple Music and then say, okay, I'm going to create a playlist, and then I'm going to change all of these songs and do them in reverse order. I don't care enough to listen to your music that way, my boy. I don't care how ingenious it is. Personally, when I heard Nothing Was the Same, and that's when I got on Drake. I had heard Take Care. Like Take Care. It's a really good album. Definitely his first classic album. But when I heard Nothing Was the Same, solidified it. Drake is that guy. Then I went back and dug in the crates for the music, and I've been a fan ever since. For me, as I've said 1,000 times, Good Kid, Mad City is my top album from him. I've never heard greater storytelling. Nothing Was the Same, I think, is better than Good Kid, Mad City. But I think that the storytelling is phenomenal. So once again, Kendrick, I want you to say thank you that, you know, you've been able to make a pinata out of Drake, and that he's gave you a platform to perform at one of the biggest stages of all time. You got a Grammy for it. You got to perform at the Super Bowl. Take your flowers, my boy. Just know, without Aubrey Graham, none of this would be possible. And God, of course. Two separate people. Two separate entities. So that's what I believe. I'm not saying that that's the absolute truth, but that's what I believe. I just think that I said this recently too. Okay, after things moving around, I said this recently. I told this to one of my coworkers literally on Saturday, because when people say stuff like, I don't know why this person doesn't like me, oftentimes you kind of can know why somebody don't like you, but you may not always be wanting to tell the truth on what that is about. Sometimes, even in friendships, people don't know where to place you within a friendship dynamic. If they're not comfortable with who they are, they won't know where to place you. If you get more attention, if they see you as something that, if they see you as having characteristics that they want, if they don't have an identity of their own, if they're not known for something, a lot of the times they'll love having you around. Let's say you're an encourager or something like that. Let's say you're somebody that when you come around, I can make you feel good about yourself by just being my natural self. Most of the times you'll appreciate my ability to lift your spirits or be kind to you to make you feel good about yourself. But if I am internally always struggling with who I am or what my identity is, it's going to also make me feel a way about you, because you don't have the same effect when you walk into a room. And that's not ego. That is not somebody saying that they think they're better than you. The reality is there are public speakers and there are people who are great at one-on-one conversations. So when we look at a dynamic between a Drake and a Kendrick, I literally still don't know what the dynamic could be that could make that be what it is. But what I do know is that he is literally downplaying the blackness of another black man, and by and large, everybody is okay with it. But we keep complaining about white people taking away DEI programs. We keep complaining about black people, about white people not giving us opportunities. And I said 2 or 3 nights ago that the reality is We struggle with diversity, equity, and inclusion within our own community. Argue with your mama. It's like when white people try to have an issue with us saying, "Hey, stop shooting us," and we're unarmed or something like that, right? And then they'll say, well, what about black on black violence? Well, yeah, you probably aren't the one that's qualified to say what about anything black at that moment because you're white. It's built for you to be successful. Systematic racism really is a thing, right? Cool, we got that understood. But when a black man says that, now you're a coon. Now I'm negative and I'm hateful and I'm all of these things. That's what we do. Because if my opinion doesn't fit your narrative, it just happened. We were just going back and forth on Facebook. That's just what we own. That's cool. I ain't even mad at that. But we just got to be real about it. Yeah, from that aspect, not okay. When we supposed to be on the same team, not okay, Kendrick. But no, it's absolutely okay because black people say he's not black or he's not black enough. They called him a white boy 1,000 times. I really do think that's bogus because that's not the reality of what we really supposed to be on. But if at the core of this, though, we got to be honest and look at a situation like Kendrick and Drake and say, this represents the real epitome of what we got going on. We ain't really together like that for real. And we never were, and we ain't never really trying to. Black Wall Street is the only example. That was 30,000 years ago. Let's stop acting like we care about that. We be fake caring and we be fake mad. That's it. To look at the Super Bowl, I will say, congratulations. There were 2 black quarterbacks playing in the Super Bowl. But the reality is this. If you look at the NFL, black quarterbacks are starting to run the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, you even have a Jaden Daniels. You have I'm trying to think what's my boy Russell Wilson, and that's not my boy, but you get what I'm saying. You got it's a bunch of them. I ain't gonna lie, that was not a part of my original thought process, but I can name you 6 or 7 black quarterbacks right now. That is the new wave of the NFL, and it's here to stay. Especially with Cam Ward coming in, Shedeur Sanders coming in. You talking about guys that are about to dominate the NFL for a long time now. So, yeah, weaved in and out of a few of those stories, but at the end of the day, don't ever. Dak Prescott he's a black quarterback, but he ain't finna run nothing. He's not running anything soon, except the Cowboys into the ground. That's what he's running. See, if you keep bringing up the Cowboys and Dak, you're going to really piss me off here. And then I'm going to start blowing my top because I'm we're going to forget that the Cowboys had multiple 10+ win seasons. And I ain't talking about the 12-4, the 12-5 or 12-4 seasons under Mike McCarthy. I'm talking about the teams that were supposed to be Tony Romo's. That Dak Prescott took over rookie year 13-3, couldn't do anything with it. I think it was 2 years later, same situation, 13-3, get beat again. Multiple turnovers. This is who Dak Prescott is. Let's not get into. Hey, listen, if y'all want to still see the world through blue and silver rose-colored glasses, y'all do y'all thing. I don't have time to cap about the Cowboys anymore. I just don't. So stop bringing up the Cowboys because you're about to agitate me. And I think my boy just he ain't getting up out of there. That boy probably sitting on the side of his car, drinking, singing loudly, lamenting the fact that they didn't win another Super Bowl. And it's cool. Congratulations. But anyway, but does all of that make sense? Because the opinion that you're going to get from me is not based off of my love for Drake or my hate for Kendrick. It's just a reality. Most things people don't really care about a solution. They don't really care about working together. They only care about what agenda fits them. That's why I never like getting in the weeds about politics. So at my job, I just was able to become a representative of the carriers, right? And I'm sitting in this meeting and I'm listening to these guys be upset about how one of the representatives, whether it was a senator or a governor that's a Democrat or a Republican, how he doesn't understand how Ted Cruz keeps getting voted in Texas. And I'm like, really? You can't figure out how Ted Cruz keeps getting voted in. You forgot the Bible Belt. You forgot that a lot of people, and I've said these things a few times, but all I'm doing is cementing the point that people literally don't care about anything but what their agenda is. So if the agenda is to get rights for carriers, they only care that they get the rights for carriers. They don't care if the guy said, hey, it will give you $10,000 to get your sex changed. They don't care. So it's the same thing with me. And I'm not going to lie to you. I was hoping that the Eagles and the Washington Redskins lost so that I didn't have to choose. I also was hoping so badly that Joe Burrow would have made it into the playoffs because I believe he's the only guy that's actually really capable of beating Patrick Mahomes. And that didn't happen. I also was rooting very strongly. I was rooting very strongly for Josh Allen to beat Patrick Mahomes. Not because I don't like black quarterbacks or I just don't. Listen, I want to keep my $500 tucked safe. But I can't, but that's not going to take away from the greatness of Patrick Mahomes. He is who he is. But the question is, will he be back? This isn't so if he doesn't get on here, I doubt that he does because I haven't heard anything. But this is my take on this, right? Patrick Mahomes has lost twice in the Super Bowl. Both times they were due to severe line issues. Now, is it that the Kansas City Chiefs line is that bad, or is it that the Philadelphia Eagles line was that great? I'm going to lean towards the latter on this one. But the reality is this. If they don't fix that problem, even though Patrick Mahomes is in the prime of his life, it's going to become even harder for them to get back to this pinnacle. I know he's made it look easy, but it ain't that easy, y'all. It's really not that easy to get to multiple Super Bowls. Tom Brady was an anomaly. And guess what the difference was with Tom Brady and everybody else? Tom Brady had a lights out defense every single time. He had a decent run game, a surefire. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. He had a surefire tight end, lights out defense, and then he almost never made a mistake in the passing game. So yes, that's what that is. I am absolutely a Drake fan, but I'm a realist too. Kendrick bombing has nothing to do with me being a Drake fan, though. Do the KCCs have majority players? Do the Kansas City Chiefs? Okay, you kind of threw me off. I thought you were talking about Cornelius Christian Church. Do the Kansas City Chiefs have majority of the players from the previous Super Bowl win? Yes, a majority of their roster did return. They always are adding at receiver, though. But see, this is the problem. You get the speediest guys that you can find in the draft. Like, that's the only thing that there is to running routes. Which means what typically? You're going to send Xavier Worthy on a go route, the guy who ran the fastest 40 in 20 years, and that's awesome. What does that got to do with route running, though? Because it has everything to do with it. Read your title. Eagles win the Super Bowl. Kendrick bombs the halftime show. No, brother. That's not hate. That's not glazing. He bombed it, bro. Okay, let me ask you this, Fleekon. What did you enjoy about that halftime show? And I'm not saying that to be negative. I'm really asking, what did you enjoy about the halftime show? Because I can tell you what I didn't enjoy about it. And if you still think that I'm, glazing or I'm hating on Kendrick, then I'll accept that. But I really want to know, what do you think? But while I wait on him if he's going to respond, but yeah, back to the whole topic at hand here. They don't do a good job of picking receivers. They win typically in spite of it. The direct Drake diss, smiling to the camera. See, so you're a Drake hater then. You're a Drake hater. Here's what I want us to do as men. Stand on your own too. So are you going to then come follow this up with a bunch of like light-skinned barbs about Drake? And that's what I'm saying. Are you black, by the way? And I'm not asking that because if you're Mexican, it changes anything, but I'm just wondering, are you a black person? Because my question to you is, regardless of that, is do you think Drake is black? And if you don't, why? You're not a black man. Okay, cool. What is your issue with the Drake? Because the whole Drake diss thing is so overdone. I'm not a mate. Here's another thing. Serena, you look like your daddy. That's the first thing. Serena, you look just like your old man. Drake is not black. He's a Jew. Oh, my word. I don't want to make it into this, but the original Jews are of people of color. I want you to know that. I don't want to burst your bubble, buddy, but the original Jews they're people of color. And some of them, if you want to look at how they break up the tribes of Judah or the tribe, the 12 tribes of there's some that look like Drake. I don't want to burst your bubble though. He uses black culture. Everybody uses black culture. Tell me something I don't know. Well, we live in the 2000s. What does that mean? You got to give me some. This is the thing about y'all now. When we on here, y'all got to give me more than these little. No, he uses black culture. Well, we live in the 2000s. That's cool. Give me something. Tell me what do you? He uses black culture. Why do you care? You're not black. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. That meme is the greatest ever to me. But yeah, I don't. That's kind of like. So let me tell you this too. I am late, but what did I miss? The Eagles throttled the Kansas City Chiefs. That's the first one that you missed. Number 2, Kendrick Lamar absolutely did a terrible job at the Super Bowl. I don't want to see this little move for 20 minutes. That's just whack. The whole I smiled in the camera while I said Drake's name. I think that is incredibly lame, to be honest. Because if you're not going to give us bops that matter, besides they not like us, who cares? We're not going to act like Kendrick has been putting out constant number ones. Man, you're real respectful, bro, and I believe you about your history and knowledge. I respect that. But all I'm saying is we got to stop rushing to come to the aid of Kendrick because of what he says about Drake, as if Drake didn't put bunches of black people on. And I also believe he's a black man because he's not as dark as Kendrick. His daddy is a black man from Memphis. Sorry. Who also happens to be a fair-skinned man. So how do you say your name? Livu? I don't know how to say your name. If you're still on, please let me know how to pronounce your name. And please, if anybody who's hopped on there, if you've been on here for a considerable amount of time, please hit the like button, show some love. I appreciate y'all for doing that. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This is more so lives right now, but I will be going to a studio format, late night shift with Mo. You know what I'm saying? I am Mo, your host. And you can also contribute to the building fund. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who know black culture, you know what the building fund is. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the funds be allocating to, but they be allocating. You feel me? But anyway, what you mean he bombed the show? KV, I believe that's how you say it. What I mean is, it wasn't a good show. It wasn't close to being a good show. If you disagree, though, tell me why you disagree. Don't just say I'm hating or I'm glazing Drake or something like that. Tell me why. I'm just giving my opinion like you are. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Fleecon, I'm with you. Okay. All right. Okay, KV. Tell me why you agree. See, I don't get too many of you here that's going to agree with me because I'm typically kind of cultural. Hey, Kendrick, I heard you bombed the show. See, I can do that too. Anyway, no, I respect your opinion. You know what I'm saying? I really do. But I just be wanted to be somewhat informed based off of stuff that you can actually say. It is just username for Leela. I like Kendrick, but it seems that his career is skyrocketing again only because of Drake. Kendrick, his biggest fan at this point. And there we have it, folks. Thank you, Leela or Lila. Is it Lila? Now you gotta help me out. I'm sorry, y'all. These names, man. Y'all be doing me in with these names. But I agree 1,000% wholeheartedly. And let me read this again, because she cooking. Matter of fact, let me put this up. It is just a username. Okay, she said, I like Kendrick, but it seems that his career is skyrocketing again only because Drake. Kendrick, his biggest fan at this point. Here's the thing. Oh, and she is, in fact, doing this. Yeah. See, I like when they're, I ain't gonna lie. I'm hypocritical as the next man. I want you to agree with me too. You feel me? I don't think you're hating on Kendrick, but it didn't bomb because the white crowd doesn't know who K-Dot is. Oh, buddy. This is why and I was in a space with Ian Dunlap. I didn't speak on it, but I was just in the space. And this was a part of their argument. I think it is a terrible argument. Because the big three, and if we're gonna be honest, what represents the biggest move in culture as far as music is concerned? R&B, rap, country. It's rap, right? We don't gotta think about that too much longer. It's rap. It's the big three. If you know J. Cole, you know Drake, you know Kendrick. There is no artist in the world that raps that is bigger than one of those three guys. Right or wrong? Tell me I'm lying. I'm not. We know who Kendrick Lamar is. White people know who Kendrick Lamar is. Who do you think he's going overseas to tour for? He ain't doing all his shows in Africa. I bet you that. He done performed in Paris and Germany and all of these other places. White America knows who Kendrick Lamar is. They only care about They Not Like Us because it's a bop. And the things that he's saying within that song are enough to make people, respond away. Because it's full of sharp digs and stuff. I'll give you credit for that. But it's not because we don't know who Kendrick Lamar is. White people know who Kendrick Lamar is. He also didn't do none of the songs from Good Kid, Mad City, which gave him his initial skyrocket. It wasn't Overly Dedicated. It wasn't Section 80. No, it was Good Kid, Mad City. And Damn is full of commercial hits. He did a few of those, but people only care. It's like bringing the guy to the circus that knows how to make his arm pop out, and then he can make the other one pop out, and then he steps through, and that's the only thing he does. He might got a whole bunch of other good tricks too, but that's the only one that bring the crowd to the yard. That's what we got from Kendrick tonight. Everybody and their mama was making a big deal about him showing up to perform at the Super Bowl. And now we're going to say white America, who appropriates real white America, not Drake, real white America appropriates black music more than anybody. You telling me they didn't know that Kendrick was coming to perform and they not familiar with his songs? Stop it. It just what it actually tells me is that Kendrick's music doesn't really translate like y'all say it does. No matter how many times y'all screaming from a mountaintop, Kendrick's music doesn't translate like that. And that's his fault. Remember what he said on GNX? He realized that he's the reason why the Hillbillies didn't work. That's his fault. He moved on to something else. So the popular music, he's not interested in making. Yes, you got my name right. I'm glad you agree. I was going to mention to my friend, but I'll get attacked online. You were going to mention what to your friends, but you were going to get attacked. I was going to mention to my friends, but I'll get attacked online. You'll mention what to your friends and who's going to attack you? Please let me know. Because who's attacking you? We're not doing none of that over here. We on our big one. We adults over here. I don't know. It just sounds like him for some reason. I don't know. It just sounds like him for some reason. Like SZA sound like she does. Like SZA sounded like she did on the song. Also, I think the censorship of Kendrick's songs kind of messed it up too. Okay. KV, you okay. KV and Lever, I forgot your name already. I'm sorry, baby. I apologize. They really cooking on here. Why was Kendrick's mic on too? And can anybody tell me? This is literally how Kendrick sounded all night. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. He sounded like that all night. Put my man on 20. Let him cook. And so correct me. Tell me, somebody, please. Tell me the rappers who performed at the Super Bowl. Because the other argument is that rappers don't do well in stadiums. What are niggas performing at? Can somebody tell me where rappers are performing at if they aren't performing in stadiums? The big ones, the ones who everybody ain't doing small rooms. This ain't battle rap. If you're a big artist, matter of fact, I seen Kendrick perform when he was pushing the Morale and the Big Steppers. I seen him perform and it was huge. It was the dopest performance I've ever seen for the theatrics and all the stuff that he did. We're not also going to talk about how basic the whole thing was. The car, cool. All the niggas coming from the bottom, awesome. Loved it. Yeah. Had it looking like a street in Compton. Loved it. But come on, bro. Rihanna gave us a better pregnant performance than what you gave us. So sorry. I'm just glad they put K-Dot on. Of course, if they put Drake on, everyone knows. Let me see. I'm gonna read it one time. I'm glad they put K-Dot on. Of course, if they put Drake on, everyone knows, but it's a change of the guard, my dude. Based off of what though? Like, now if Kendrick's gonna give me more music like GNX that's actually palatable, see, and here's the thing. Stop telling me how much I got to do think pieces on his stuff. I don't want to hear it no more. Cut the crap. Give me something I can listen to and just bob my head sometimes. It doesn't mean I'm stupid. It don't mean I don't understand deep music. Just give me something that I can ride to sometimes, bro. And Kendrick doesn't do that. That's a problem for me. So, and here's my thing. Are we still considering that we're putting Kendrick on? They putting Kendrick on. They gave him a layup. Is that what you're telling me? I just can't go with that, bro. Yeah, I can't go with that. Let me now hold on one second. Y'all hold your horses. Don't go nowhere. I gotta share this link with somebody because they just gotta hear why I don't think that this was the most amazing and phenomenal show of all time and all of this stuff. Don't worry about it, my boy. I'm finna send you the link right now. So y'all don't go nowhere. You just hold your pretty little horses. Oh, will it not let me? Oh, I guess it won't let me send this. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, hold on. I'm finna let them know. I'm live now. Yeah, I don't understand what the big whoop is about Kendrick. And I'm not saying that he's not talented. I just don't get the big whoop. So yeah, I don't get your premise of you glad they put K Dot on. I'm not rocking with that. He's been on, my boy. He just has to continue to make music that translates and resonates with other people. And I don't think he always does that. And I don't think he cares. We got to start being honest about what Kendrick's agenda is. He want to free slaves. He don't want to make good music for people, everybody. Because I'm a Kendrick fan, whether you believe it or not. I just am a fan of certain music. I'm illuminated up here, my boy. I don't need you to free me. Give me something I can vibe to. I had to go look up K Dot. You mean like you didn't know him as K Dot? You thought that you didn't know you didn't know K Dot and Kendrick Lamar were the same person? Is that what you're saying? But anyway, it says putting K Dot on is a huge win for the hip hop culture and the West. It's only a huge win for the West. Once again, Kendrick has broken touring records. You know that, right? Kendrick has broken touring records that Drake had to go back and re-break. We're not putting K Dot on. He takes pride in not making music for white people too. We got to also think about that. He wants to talk about the black struggle, the black plight, and how to wake up and stop, nothing wrong with that. W.E.B. Du Bois, do your thing. But me personally, all I ever wanted was a black Grand National, being rational, giving what they asked for. It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but I'm on that. I'm sorry. I want those type bops, period. I don't care about nothing else. And that's just me. But yes, absolutely. He has made the West the new epicenter of rap culture. And I rocks with that. Once again, y'all, I'm going to tap in with you ever so often. Make sure you please hit the like button. I need them likes, you feel me? Because we need to grow the page and we need to get them subs up. So please subscribe. I love going live. This is one of the best parts of my day now. So, you know what I'm saying? Keep tapping in with your boy. What city are you in, my G? I am in Texas, man. I'm in Texas. So, yeah, for sure. And she said, I can stop looking over here. I meant Kendrick's career is boosting again thanks to Drake. I agree, but it's not a hot take. Absolutely not. He is talented regardless. But if it were me, I want a career to grow, not because I cancel someone else's. Y'all need to start coming back more. You and KV, y'all need to please hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on, and I want y'all to start coming around a little bit more, you hear? You come on back around now, you hear? Because y'all cooking. This is the things that I be saying, but I may not say it the way you're saying it. Yes. Just say thank you to Drake. And if y'all were smart, y'all would do an album together. But that's something y'all ain't ready for. See, y'all ain't ready for really setting new records and breaking. Y'all ain't ready for that. But like she said, Kendrick is definitely talented. I just wouldn't want one of my biggest hits. I wouldn't want one of my biggest hits hating on somebody else. I would want it to be my own concept that I think is dope, that is able to push a message or to start a new trend. This is just normal nigga hating stuff. Sorry, you can't tell me otherwise. He's a rapper though. What type of performance should it have been? Not a good point. Sorry. So the type of artist that Kendrick is would actually lend to him being way more creative than what we just saw. He can't. I'm sorry, yo. If you want to appeal to people, specifically the white ones, you need to do more than have on your Gloria shirt with your bell-bottom jeans, your big blocky shoes, doing this Diddy all day. That's cool. Sorry, I'm not with that. So here goes a hater. Here goes a hater, everybody. Everybody clap for the hater. Drake is the male Taylor Swift. That's congratulations with the femininity. I just don't care for it, bro. We're talking about real things here. We gotta stop. We gotta stop the femininity towards men. He's not a household name, homie. Who's not? Kendrick? Why? He calls white people the devil. I'm being tongue-in-cheek here. That's his fault. And I'm not saying that your agenda shouldn't be your agenda, but he knows how to present music in a way that is way more palatable than what he does. That is a Kendrick fault. Swimming pools, just hold a second. We're gonna pull up one of Kendrick's albums. Don't go nowhere. You just stay right there. We finna pull up one of Kendrick's albums right now. And then you tell me if you had a hard time understanding or it being something that was translated well. Thank you to everybody who's jumping in. We cooking over here. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you subscribe. This is what we do. We go live and we talk about whatever's going on. So if we go to the damn album, Sit Down, Be Humble, all that it's cool. It's catchy. All of that stuff. I got royalty inside my DNA. I just win again, win again. You know she wasn't a weapon. All of that stuff. Listen, you throwing a little bit of God talk in there. You throwing a little bit of black talk in there. But it's not something that's hard for me to take in. You got a dope hook, beat, all of that stuff. Save it, saying that he's not a household name because the music that he puts out, he desires to put out. He don't care if we like his music. He cares that black people say that they gods and they use their third eye better. That's what he owns. And we don't got to argue about it or be mad about it. I'm not tripping on what you own, my boy. Southern Phase, what's the deal? What's the deal? His career was growing regardless. Y'all not paying attention. Well, I don't think the argument is from anybody was that his career isn't growing. I just believe that it was greatly aided this time around because of him. Think about it. Okay, since we here, let's go ahead and get into the weeds with it. Y'all wanted to do this, so let's do it. Y'all remember the Control verse, right? What did Drake do to warrant that? The whole tuck the crybaby rapper back in his whatever. What did Drake do to warrant this at that time? Definitely, because let's be honest, Southern Phase, he didn't put out music for 5 years before he dropped. Let me make sure I say this album properly. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. We didn't hear from him. So how was his career growing? And what year was that? 2022. 3 years ago. We just walked into a new year. 3 years ago. We hadn't heard anything from him since then. So why are we acting like, no, his career wasn't growing? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Look at the award he's received before that song. You talking about the Pulitzer? Yeah, we often dang, why I can't get my words out. We often mention the Pulitzer. I'm cool with that. I think that's a bigger thing than winning a Grammy. You can accidentally get a Grammy, y'all. You could have a dope writer and get a Grammy. You could come up with what was Panda. I got bras in Atlanta. Juicy. That could be the biggest song in the world, and you could win a Grammy. You don't accidentally win Pulitzer prizes. I was gonna say Pulitzer surprises. You don't accidentally win Pulitzer prizes. It just don't happen. We got to do the history to understand. What does that mean? I promise you. Let me tell you something, man. All this, you got to take all the people who say your pineal gland is here. If you put a crystal here, it'll connect with the pyramid, and then you can astral project and all that. Listen, man, I just ain't into it, bro. I just ain't into it. And I don't believe in that stuff. So what are you saying when you say that? All I'm asking is that you be very clear and distinct with what you're saying. What does that mean? We got to do the history to understand. What history? Of the black man? Of the music industry? We got to just help me understand. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Sub, I remember when Childish Gambino wrote a Drake diss track, but he didn't even release it because the beat was too good for him. And he wasn't gonna get much traction. Who cares about Childish Gambino dissing Drake? Dude, you are too talented to be trying to diss Drake. Go make movies. Go make Mr. What is it? Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Make the second season of that. I enjoy that. I don't want to hear you do diss tracks, even though you're talented. It's bigger than this record. Okay, so you finna take me on down through there, my boy. You just gonna keep taking me down through there. He's bigger than this record. Well, show me. That's a noble thought. Show me that you're bigger than this record by actually making music that I want to listen to. But you're going to say you ain't standing on your square, King. You ain't standing on your square, God. Like, I don't want to hear that stuff, bro. Make good music. White people ain't the reason why you ain't successful in life. And that's going back to the DEI stuff. It's just what happened. It's just what people have drawn to for the moment. All right, bro. You really kind of getting under my skin a little bit. To Pimp a Butterfly was one of the greatest pieces of art we have ever heard, period. And we're moving right along. You understand it, okay? Drake dissed him before that song. What did he say? Can you tell me what he said? I think we kind of getting the gist of this now. You're gonna keep lulling me to sleep here. I just want you to really give me the good stuff. Pause. All of his albums have taken time. 5 years? All of his albums haven't taken 5 years. So just cut the cap. Because it hasn't been 5 years between Morale, Big Stepper and the Big Morale Steppers, whatever the name of that crappy album was, and GNX. So stop selling me dreams here. Look his numbers before Morale album. No, because I don't care. We definitely got to have a convo this week. Not if you're going to be talking like this, Morse code. You coming on here talking like Morse code. Bro, I ain't got time to be trying to figure that out. What do you think of SZA? She sang for 0.2 seconds before the halftime, but I really like her. Okay, so I think SZA is dope overall as an artist, right? But as we were just talking about, and you didn't even ask me this, I'm just throwing this out there because I can do it. I don't like that Black America thinks getting a BBL and now you're the biggest sex symbol is supposed to just forget every memory that we ever had of you. Her and Summer Walker did the exact same thing. And I think that it actually shows less value for what you think about yourself than anything. Does that take away from their music? No. So I could have just left it at, I think she's dope as an artist. But I'm not. Because I think that is more close to body shaming than anything. Stretch marks are okay. A couple rolls are just fine. I don't know if I want to even go where I wanted to go, but I think SZA's a dope artist. I do. Summer Walker, Still Over It. I actually just listened to that like a couple days ago. I still think it's one of the better albums of the last 3 years. But I'm actually more of an R&B guy, and no Southern phase. That has nothing to do with what I think about Drake and Kendrick, because I also do know music. But I'm not finna sit up here and have to, all that you got to do the math, peace God, I'm not finna get into all that with you. So if that's what you're talking about, you can save it, because I don't want to hear it. Just a little, bring you back around the mountain. We did start off with talking about the Super Bowl. Just for those of you who may have seen Eagles win the Super Bowl, if you're an Eagles fan, We love you too. You make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, all of those things, so we can get more people to know that we in here talking about what we talking about. And Southern Phase, if you want, I could send you the link and I'll bring you up. I mean, the other people that I sent the link to, you know, I don't know what they got going on. Send me your email. I'll bring you up if you're in a position to talk. I don't mind. Just know if you get to saying something crazy, it's gonna be short-lived. But yes, Summer Walker, I think those two women are dope. Now I'll tell you who's the other one. Not Jasmine Sullivan. Who's the other one that sound like her grandma? That's Pressure. What's her name? What's that one? Y'all know who this is. Keep your eyes on me. Eyes on me, apply that. Ari Lennox. Now that I can't listen to. I can listen to that song. But Shea Butter Baby, get it out of here. I've tried multiple times to listen to her music. It is the most auntie music I've ever heard in my life. I think she's got a sweet soul. But I can't listen to Ari Lennox. I can't listen to her besides that song. I'll listen to that on repeat. But that's all you get. That's all you get from me. So anyway, and just so we're clear here, let me go to this album. Let me go down the track list really quick for GNX. For all of you Kendrick lovers, Glazers, whatever you want to be called. Whacked Out Murals, decent. I'm not gonna play it 1,000 times, but I won't skip it at this point. Squabble Up, I'm playing. Luther, I think it's one of the better songs on the album, low key. I think both songs, to skip ahead, both songs with Kendrick and SZA are just bops, and it is what it is. So Squabble Up, Luther, or a go. Man at the Garden, I can rock with. Hey Now, Man at the Garden, background music, but I can rock with it. Hey Now, I'm banging. Reincarnated, let me see if I can't delete this now. No, that is not a favorite. Stop. Remove from library. There we go. I don't want to listen to that. I've had enough of this Tupac glaze from him. So let me just throw that out there. Okay. TV Off is my favorite. It actually is. I mean, I think it's masterfully done. You gave me 2 songs in a one song radius. It's just a jam. Dodger Blue is a bop. Peekaboo is a bop. Heart Part 6 is a bop. GNX is a bop. Gloria, I love the album, and I started off hating the album. So when I say Kendrick bombed, it's not because I don't think that he's capable of making good music. No, I just don't think he cares. And I don't think y'all care if he cares. It's okay. Prime example. I'm a Bryson Tiller fan. Leva, you know I've messed up your name. I'm sorry. Do you like Bryson Tiller? I am a Bryson Tiller fan. In my personal opinion, I don't think he's ever made a bad album. I think that most albums are going to pale in comparison to Trap Soul. But I personally don't think he's ever, even the Christmas album was decent. But see, I understand my fandom. So when it comes to the Kendrick, I lost some people off that one. Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, listen, that's cool. Hey man, I'm a Bryson Tiller fan. You can't make me change it. You ain't gonna fight me about it. Anyway, but yeah, I just want people to understand their fandom though. I only have one saved by him. Exchange. Wow. That's it, huh? I'm a little taken aback by what you just said there. So answer me this. I'll take recommendations though. Oh, I'm about to give you some recommendations. So let me ask you this. Is there a reason that you only have, like, are you saying like you was listening to Spotify and then Exchange was the only song that actually, that came up on a playlist and you said, I'll spend the block later? Or you mean to tell me you listened to the whole album and that was as far as you got, as far as what you will listen to? Y'all disrespecting me with the likes now. Okay, there we go. 6 likes. There we go. All right, I rock with that. So let me give you some recommendations. I'm finna pull up Tiller. And if anybody has anything else, Yeah, but you're not telling me though. You're not telling me what you know what I'm saying? Okay, so the whole Trap Soul is clearly a bop. True to Self, I mean, True to Self is kind of like a mixtape to me. I just like the album. I don't skip no songs. But if you go to Anniversary, just listen. How about this? All right, because now I'm gonna just be a homer, and that wouldn't be fair. Just literally put on any of his albums and just listen through, and then what you like, save, and then we'll reconvene, and then you tell me what you like. We'll go from there. It's cool. I ain't mad. You know what I'm saying? But yes, congratulations to the Eagles. We spinning the block, we doubling back. God bless you. We spinning the block and we doubling back. Congratulations to the Eagles. Y'all saved me the opportunity, or y'all not the opportunity. Y'all saved me a little more. Y'all gave me or afforded me a little more time than I have to pay my homeboy $500. Because if Patrick Mahomes gets the 5 Super Bowls, I gotta hand that over. So the odds are actually working in his favor. I don't typically listen to male R&B. It's not bad. I just haven't gotten into it. But if you recommend, I will save it and listen. Okay, respect. So like I said, Trap Soul is a go. I'm gonna just so even the new album I believe is good. That's me. The new album, it's the Bryson Tiller album. So yeah, I like it. You can skip over A Different Christmas. Anniversary Deluxe. If you're gonna listen to Anniversary, listen to the Deluxe, because all the 4 or 5 songs that he added to the end were fire. True to Self is cool, and Trap Soul is still probably one of the better albums of the last 10 years. So it is what it is. He ushered in the whole trap sound, the trap R&B type of sound that I can remember. So it is what it is. So back to what I was saying though. Actually, I don't even care. At the end of the day, my partner lied to me. He ain't hop on here. So I don't even care. Much love. He got to go lick his wounds because Kansas City took a beat down tonight. We good. Kendrick, your performance was less than stellar. Y'all got to stop making everything be about the culture. Everything ain't about the culture. No problem. You're welcome. Love you. Livy. Let me go back up her one more time and see how you say this girl name. Is this is embarrassing. Now I can't find it. Anyway, once it, and if it, for any Leela, there you go. Thank you, Ms. Reese. Look, where my moderator at? She supposed to be pinning these comments and stuff. Where's she at? Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, Leela. I'm sorry. I apologize. But for those of you, and so Leela and KV, I don't think KV's still on here. If you are, definitely let me know. And Southern Phase, are you going too? See, that's what I be saying. I be wanting to afford people the opportunity to get on here and speak their piece. Hey, look, I ain't on here with a fresh cut and a fresh lineup and all this. You just show up and you just speak your piece. But these boys, Lila, I would pronounce Lila. Okay. Lila. I think I did say that at first. But anyway, we had a little traction in here though. I ain't gonna lie. We was up to 21 people at one point. So Lila. Okay, so I was wrong. I was corrected by the women. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But yeah, we had up to 21 people in here at one point. And so, I guess the bashing wasn't too bad. Cause if you want to extend it, if you want people to really, you know what I'm saying, tune in, you gotta talk real spicy. I just didn't have it in me. I ain't doing no tripping. I do like Kendrick's new album, like I said. Overall, I think he did a terrible job. But who cares? He's a superstar. Yeah. So if all hearts and minds are clear, All hearts and mind clear. And don't forget, y'all donate to the building fund. You feel me? So we trying to finish building this studio out. We have a perfectly good studio to walk into. We just need to finish building it out. So y'all gonna donate to that old thing. Hearts and mind is clear. I don't have cash. Okay, you don't have to keep telling me you don't got cash. we still appreciate you. You've been a great help on here tonight. All right. So y'all ready for the big curveball? All right, we about to pray so we can get on up out of here. Because there's no disrespect, it's our love. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time to be on the internet, to talk music, to talk sports, to talk whatever. But we thank you that it is a platform that we want to keep it peaceful. We want to keep it respectful. We want to keep it fun. We want to keep it light. We thank you for the gifts and talents that you've given us. We thank you for the platform that you've given us. We thank you for every subscription, every follow, everybody that sees anything that is worth clicking on. Oh God, we thank you that it all comes from you. Bless you for this time. We thank you for who you are and what you have done. And Lord, I pray that you will watch over everybody that has came on this live, that they would have a great week, a fruitful week. And I pray that if they don't know you, they would ask what must they do to be saved. I thank you for all that you are doing. And I pray that you will get the glory and praise. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Y'all have a good night, man. You know what I'm saying? Blaze, you was late to the party, dog. TJ, you super late, my dog. You super late to the party. You making me mad. Anyway, man, once I get out of here, man, y'all make sure y'all shut it live. Thank you for everybody who hopped on, man. If don't nobody else have anything else, and I don't think you do, we are gone, man. Appreciate y'all for thank you for your portion. You feel me? Y'all have a good night. Peace. Oh, wait. I love you. May the Lord keep you. We'll see you next week. Now, peace.